While one conflict comes to an end, the other conflict that has been going on in the background begins to intensify. And I just have to say that this has been a generational run for Kagurabachi in the last couple of chapters. This amazing conflict between Chihiro and Samura, and Chihiro doing his best to prove that Samura does not have to sacrifice himself to potentially destroy the Shinichi and save the world. While it was unclear what would exactly happen after this battle, a lot of people have been theorizing that Samura would die. Because let's be honest, and it's a feeling that I felt reading this chapter from the very beginning, a lot of this just feels too good to be true, right? Samura heals his eyes. He can actually see now. He catches Chihiro right as Chihiro goes to collapse, and he congratulates Chihiro and saying, you know what? You did it. You wore me down, and you proved to me that not only do you have an undying will to continue fighting and avenge your father and stop the Shinichi, you've proved to me that this future that you're seeking was a future that you forged together with your father, not a future that you are selfishly pursuing because you just want to avenge someone that you knew, that you loved, that you cared about and died. Samura realizes that this goal that Chihiro is facing is literally the combination of efforts of not just Chihiro, but Kunishige Rokuhira, the man that Samura and all of the other enchanted blade wielders idolized. So with that information, not only is Samura able to do something that is unprecedented, something that he wouldn't even do after the Seitei War, and since that point he heals his eyes and is actually able to see, something that he vowed to never do because of the blood on his hands. Completely reflect on this guilt, this PTSD that he's been carrying, and go, you know what? Maybe this isn't the answer. Maybe I need to look forward and see what this next generation can potentially do. Of course, right after this, we have the moment where Iori, his daughter that has had her memory sealed, been estranged from Samura for multiple years at this point, they finally interact. And something that is very fitting and super true, because Samura does not deserve to get let off the hook for this. I don't care what anybody says. Samura Seiichi is in my anime manga deadbeat dads category. This punch that he gets to the gut from his daughter is fully, completely justified, because she says, yeah, all you have to say to me is that I grew up. Like, no shit, I grew up. You abandoned me and left me for years. And not only on top of that, you took some of the best memories that I ever had, the last memories of my mom, of the three of us all being happy together, and you took them away from me. They do have the potential to rekindle their relationship, especially with Samura beginning to open his eyes and see the error of his ways. So this is something that can be restored, which is a beautiful, beautiful moment. But again, it's in this beautiful moment where I said things are going too well. What's going on in Kamunabi headquarters, right? There has to be something that either A, ruins this moment, makes everything that's going on in the other place 10 times worse. And unfortunately, that is what ends up happening. Because again, if you've read enough stories, not even shown in manga, you can feel the energy. Like, stuff's going a little too well here. And I even knew it the moment we were talking about Kamunabi getting ambushed, that we took this little interruption of a panel to show Yora aura farming in the background. I knew that things were going to get serious. We still have plenty of issues to deal with. Everyone is heading towards headquarters now. That's what they're all teleporting to go do and help fight, because Samura himself is even surprised that the Hishaku would be willing to attack the headquarters. He, for some reason, believes that they're going to try and kill the Sword Saint without any kind of enchanted blade and kill it early. But of course, I don't think that is what Yora is planning whatsoever. There is obviously some kind of ulterior motive. There is some kind of 3D, 4D chess going on in the background. Remember, Yora is someone that was able to fan the flames of hatred and anti-Seitei War propaganda against Samura just to try and convince him to come to their side. Like, this is a man that waits patiently and has been planning this for years. He has everything meticulously figured out. He was riding a fucking horsey seesaw thing on the playground while the sword wielders were all being attacked at their temples. Like, this is a man that we should not doubt or think that he hasn't already considered every possible opportunity or eventuality. The fact that Samura would be willing to heal his eyes and help Chihiro and go against the Hishaku, this may have been taken into consideration by Yora, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm putting a little bit too much stock on Yora at this moment. This video is sponsored by Gamersupps, the ultimate energy and focus formula. Gamersupps is an awesome drink made up of a bunch of vitamins like vitamin C, vitamin D3, B6, B12, and vitamin H. All super good for you and your health. So it's not one of those awful sugar-filled concoctions that's gonna make you crash after drinking it. If you're still skeptical about it, go check out the link and use my code anyway. They are more than willing to send you some free samples and give you a chance to try their product for free. Use my code NOOP now for 10% off, and thank you Gamersupps for sponsoring the channel. Funnily enough, I think it's hysterical that Chihiro reveals that Tobimune was originally supposed to be a support type blade, and that just means that Samura has been so badass that he was able to become the strongest fighter of the Enchanted Blades as a support type character, which is just more sauce in his department. And we get this amazing double spread. The OG battle between the Enchanted Wielders and the Sword Saint, and it is just immaculate. You can even see the original wielder of Cloud Gouger. You've got Samura charging up the EIY Purity style. You've even got the sushi guy you can see in the front. You got Yoji Uruha, and I believe that is even, I don't know who the other person is on the side. That might be the girl, but this is a great panel, and I have to say that Hokuzono needs to at least give us more, like a little bit more of this set piece, because not only is the environment looking fucking awesome with the worlds just fucking breaking down apart around them, it looks like a big final boss battle that you'd see in some video game. You don't have to give me the whole fight, just give me small little snippets of it. Give me small little, just little tastes, just little tastes. Just even this alone was like a hit to my dopamine receptors. Insane. Speaking of hits to dopamine receptors, the chapter ends on, again, what is the intensifying action. We cut to the lowest level of Kamunabi headquarters. As we discuss that, the upper levels are in chaos, but nothing seems to be amiss down here. And as we look at the Sword Saint from a monitor from behind, this guy who gives us the rundown on what the Sword Saint has been up to for the last 18 years. Essentially being locked away in this underground prison, he gets no subsistence, no food, no one comes in to help him. The pillars around him basically are made to be life support, where they keep the organism protected inside with just enough nourishment to keep them alive. This man is supposedly not even supposed to be able to budge, move, just be little more able to just sit there and just stare. They don't think that he's able to understand that the upper levels are in chaos. However, this guy thinks, well, wait a minute, you know, this guy has not moved in 18 years, except a couple days ago, or I forget how long it's been since the Rakuzachi, when he uttered the words Magatsumi. Now that tells me, is this because the Sword Saint was able to connect with the Shinichi and realize that it was released and he just immediately, you know, jumped in? Or has the Sword Saint also had a hand in Yora's plans? The Sword Saint for once gets up and says the time is nigh. And even though I think the seal in the Shinichi was just about to be complete, it seems like Samura and Chihiro showing up to the Kamunabi headquarters in Tokyo might not be enough if the Sword Saint himself is going to be the threat. But we're just gonna have to wait and see, because this arc is yet to conclude. We have finally finished the Bloodshed Hotel section of everything, and now we are putting all of our eggs in the basket to the Kamunabi headquarters raid. So I am more than excited to see what the hell goes on in the next couple of chapters, especially with how amazing this last couple of string has been, even more so with the Sword Saint being revealed, because I think with that panel, Hokuzono was trying to show us that, yeah, this overwhelming power of the Sword Saint, you're gonna see it for yourselves. I don't need to give you a flashback. Let me show you what we're cooking with. But guys, I know you're hype, so trust me when I say that I cannot wait for next week's chapter. So subscribe, hit that like button, let me know that you enjoy this content, and I promise you I'll be here every week, including next one. So don't miss the videos, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.